methods are duly practiced.
My bottles are made from 50% recycled glass, and they're reusable.
In a day, around 500 bottles of water can be filled and given to all the guests of Six Senses. A remarkable outcome for a resort that has no access to water amenities.
We were able to reduce our waste, and we will reduce the carbon emission and basically do something good for Mother Planet.
More resorts are recognizing the need to adopt similar practices.
The main thing about sustainability in businesses, we don't start to change our world now. There's not going to be a world to live in. The great George Carlin said that we as a civilization, we're going to go away, but the planet's always going to be here.
But water isn't the only resource in Phuket that poses problems. Electricity is a necessity as well for all resorts, and some have turned to alternate ways of generating their own power. In Asianopolis, solar-powered structures are commonplace, and some don't even require land on which to operate. The Solar Marine Villa is a solar-powered building which floats on water and is completely self-sustaining. Combining photovoltaic cells with aesthetic design, this villa illustrates how sustainable energy generation can power structures with no access to the electricity grid. Unique architectures like this could ply the equatorial waters of Asianopolis, a sustainable development that culminated from events in the 21st century. In the years that have followed since the 2004 tsunami, tourism has once again picked up in Phuket. And many of the popular resorts have become congested with human traffic once again, especially during high season. But discerning travelers these days are on the lookout for a more exclusive experience, avoiding the crowds and searching for a private, exotic location. Villas like 98 East cater to this ever-increasing demand. Located at the summit of a hill and overlooking the Andaman Sea, this 6-bedroom villa, which was built in 2010, is always in high demand.
Most of our guests, they are quite private. They want to be far away from Patong, they want to be far away from hustle and bustle, they want to have a private moment, and this is what this place offers.
This remoteness gives the guests the private experience they crave. But this exclusivity also brings huge problems. The more remote the area, the harder it is to connect to one of the most basic of amenities, electricity.
Being far away, we're not connected to the electricity grid. We hope we could actually have proper electricity.
Instead of using conventional diesel generators to power the villa, the focus was placed on sustainable energy. The plan was to use solar power to run the villa, and Claude Feller was sought to provide his expertise.
Solar energy is basically the one energy that can be catched for free, same like hydropower or wind power, and it's the most common type of energy in the world now.
The sun has been providing light and heat throughout history, and in this discharge lies an abundance of power. When the sun's energy is harnessed, it can achieve remarkable results. Photovoltaic cells have been around for over half a century and are made of materials called semiconductors, like silicon. When light strikes the cell, its energy is absorbed into the semiconductor, knocking electrons loose, allowing them to travel along the circuit to create a current, which is used to power a range of devices. And these cells have developed to such an extent that they can be used to produce enough electricity to run an entire building. By 2008, the structure of 98 East was complete, and it was now time for Claude to go to work. But the unique architecture of the villa brought about complications during the installation of the cells.
The problems by the installation was we had to install all the panels on a pergola, and pergolas couldn't carry enough weight. Had to put some wood panels on the pergola, and we could only walk there, yeah. And we had to find the workers from Myanmar. They weighed only 50 kilos, so it was more easy for them to install this.
Finally, after 2 months, the installation was complete. A solar array that can generate an average of 80 kilowatt hours of electricity a day.
We have here more than 100 panels. On a nice day as now, big sun, our output, it's enough us to power the whole villa.
In addition to the installations on the roof, solar cells are located in the garden as well. This structure pivots throughout the day to maximize the exposure of the cells to the sun. But come nightfall, the cells cease to function, leaving the villa void of electricity. But rather than resorting to diesel generators, Claude implemented a system which held reserves of energy.
Welcome at the battery room. Here inside we have 100 batteries. Each one weighs 80 kilo. Each one of the batteries is a 2-volt cell. Each one has 1000 ampere hour, which makes them 2 kilowatt hour.
All excess electricity that's generated in the day gets transferred to large battery cells, which release energy at night when needed. This entire system is fully automated, with even a modem to allow online access to the system.
I'm on my laptop and I can control the performance of our barn on the roof as well of the battery rooms. As early morning, I could check the batteries here, and the batteries were full, maybe half, 50%. As now in the late afternoon, the batteries are charged 95%. It means we have enough power here to make a party tonight. Yeah.
Thanks to solar energy, 98 East has now found a way to generate electricity while reducing its carbon footprint.
Traditionally, people use a diesel engine to release carbon, so the world will be polluted. But not us. We release positive energy.
Sustainable initiatives like this are trending all over Phuket, as more establishments are joining environmental watchdogs Seek in the campaign for sustainable developments.
It's essential for Phuket to become the leader on sustainability, because after the tsunami, the world eyes on Phuket. I must admit that now Phuket is a better place because they start thinking about sustainability. Hotels, they think more about not only their business, but also the community and environment around them.
With sustainability now very much in its mindset, Phuket has changed its very nature. More than just an exotic holiday destination with stunning beaches and glorious scenery, it has now become a model of how a boomtown can continue to successfully flourish without putting a strain on Mother Nature, modeling itself as a future green and successful Asianopolis.